Hi there, I'm Sable Grey. I'm a publisher and author of sensual and erotic romance, and this is Q&A with Sable Grey. I've decided to do this video blog just to answer the questions from my readers and give you a chance to ask questions. You can leave them in the comments area, or you can email them to me at sablegrey@gmail.com. I already have a list of questions that have already been asked of me that I'm going to answer today. So let's just jump in and get started. I've been writing since I was a kid. The first story I ever wrote was called The Duck, the Rock, and the Fork. It was a story my mom told me to write basically just to get me out of her hair. When I was 19, I read Iris Johansen's The Wind Dancer series. And that's when I realized I loved to write romance. And I wrote my first romance when I was 19, full length. And I guess it was 2004, I was first published at Liquid Silver Books with The Pirate's Jewel. Was not the first book I'd written, just the first one I got published. To date, I have 22 published titles. I'll read them off to you. The Pirate's Jewel, Embracing the Sun, and The Nothing But Trouble Bride are all available at Liquid Silver Books. Hired Hands, Salacity, Something Wild, The Vampire Oracle Wisdom, it's part of the Vampire Oracle series, and my 3 Charlotte's Brides books, Vivian, Daniel, and Sophie, are all available at my company, Cobblestone Press. Off-Duty Romance is part of an anthology at Midnight Showcase. Lotharian Review and Lotharian Heat are both published at Aloris Cave. My Breathless Press titles are Healing the Beast, Sins of the Cloth, Passion of the Wolf, Her Laird, Her Lover, and A Demon's Kiss. And at Total Ebound, I have Shadow Wolf, His to Want and His to Have, and The Warrior's Heart. A lot of them are also available for Kindle on Amazon. My Charlotte's Bride series has done really well, and The Pirate's Jewel did well. But my #1 bestseller right now is Passion of the Wolf. It's Viking werewolves. Who knew everybody wanted some Viking werewolves? It's available at Breathless Press, and I believe it's also available for Kindle. Inspiration comes from everywhere. Sometimes it's just an idea, sometimes I see something on TV. My Total Ebound title, called The Warrior's Heart, was inspired by reading about Mongolian warlords. I'm trying to think. Healing the Beast was actually inspired by a show that came on the History Channel where they reconstructed a warrior's face, and he'd had an axe wound but lived on his jaw, and I was so fascinated, so I made a character who was a soldier and he had an axe wound on his face, and I just did my own twist. It's based off of actual history, but he's a wolf shifter, and about the woman that takes care of him after the battle. Oh gosh, Hired Hands. I just thought of the title and then thought about hands and said, it'd be kind of cool to have a blind heroine, you know, somebody who couldn't see, and it would be a challenge for me to write a story from a woman's point of view that couldn't see without it seeming like a handicap, because she'd had it since she was a child. Of course, it would be a handicap to her. It would just be how she was. Charlotte's Brides, it's not published yet, but I've written the last of the series first, and it got me thinking, well, I could write a whole bunch of stories about these mail order brides. I love mail order bride stories, so I wrote one. I have one I'm going to self-publish. It was previously published at Lucid, called Christie's Ghost, and it was my mom told me to write a time travel, and so that's where that one came from. So inspiration comes from just about anywhere. I'm currently writing a full-length vampire historical based off of a dream I've had. So that'll be interesting to see how that turns out. The things people ask. Obviously my ears are pierced, but that's all. I have to wear jewelry for sensitive ears because I'm allergic. I do have 3 tattoos. I have a quill pen and a dragonfly, and on my ankle I have a ring of elephants. But that's all. If you're really interested in it, I'll post when I get any more new tattoos. My sister actually did 2 of my tattoos. She's a tattoo artist, and the one that she also paints murals, and she's very creative. But she did my dragonfly, which was the first one I got, and she did the elephant ring around my ankle. And then I went to a local place for the quill pen. I don't even know why you would want to know that.